Do not leave your job so you can cancel. Get a job first. The process is get a job, then you make sure you sign an offer letter from them. Make sure the company you're actually securing the job with is not shaky. Make sure it's a standard company, because you can be disappointed. Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pascal Ago. Hello. About cancellation. How can you cancel? How can you go through the process of cancellation? Contract. You have your permanent residence and you've been able to work over 6 months, or let's say up to a year, and you are looking at changing your job. You probably are eyeing another job, or maybe you got a certificate. First thing first will be to secure a job. Guys, do not cancel your visa or your contract with your current job or current work if you do not have enough money to step out. Even if you have the money, my advice is this, and I'm talking according to my personal experience. In my former job, I was still working. I just had to look for something to tell my boss, and I went for my program, a program I got a certificate on, and then I decided. It took about 4 to 5 days. I got my certificate, and then I started looking for a job on my free days. The job I was doing then, there were no free days actually, but I had to. They had to threaten so many things, deduction and all that, but still I had to go on some days. On some days I had to go out looking for a job and all that. Thank God I found one. Now, while I was doing this, I was still with my former company. I was still enjoying the accommodation. I was still getting my salary. Yes. And sometimes we get some things to cook from the company too. Now, count it. I was getting accommodation, I was getting my salary, and I was getting feeding from them. Now, these are the 3 reasons why I have told you, I am telling you, do not leave your job so you can cancel. Get a job first. The process is get a job, then you make sure you sign an offer letter from them. Make sure the company you're actually securing the job with is not shaky. Make sure it's a standard company, because you can be disappointed. And guys, if you're getting close to your cancellation, I advise you, if you've not been saving, try to save up. Hold at least 5,000 to 7,000 dirham. It is not much, but it can help you. There is a reason why. Because even the companies we might think are not shaky might end up disappointing. Now guys, when you secure this job and you sign an offer letter in this good company, the next thing to do is to come back. Make sure you tell this company that you are going to be giving your current company which you're working with notice of 30 days, which is allowed by the UAE law under the unlimited contract which you are actually working. Now remind the company you're going to, and then make sure, guys, don't make this mistake. Make sure you take a contact number, a number or an email that you know, but it is always better for you to take a mobile number for someone in the new company you want to get to. Guys, the reason is this. While you're going back to your previous company to go and serve, it is always good for you to remind this other company, because your issue, your case, your recruitment, yes, they need people, but your case is not what they are thinking. They can always get people. So my advice is for you to take this mobile number from them and always call at least twice in a week. Yes, you have 4 weeks to actually sever or part with the other company. So it is better for you to always call at least twice in a week. Get to remind this other new company that you just signed your offer letter with, and you want to go there, you want to go work with them. Remind whoever you're calling that you're still available, you're still going through your last days with this your other company which you're still working in. Always remind them, guys. I'm speaking from experience, and I've had friends who have lost their job. Why? The reason being that before they could finish serving of the 30 days, they go to this other company and it's no more. Some people might actually get to argue that, yeah, you can sue those people. Yes, you can sue them. You can sue them because you have signed an offer letter with them. But then what if they actually end up settling you, or maybe taking you, fixing you in some other position? Guys, just imagine, what condition would you be with them? What do you think they would think of you? coming into a company and then suing them at the onset. They will not be happy with you guys. They won't. Now guys, you have gotten this offer letter and then you're working to your last days. Now I want to tell you something. You need to call labor at the onset. When you go back to your other company, write a resignation letter. I advise you guys, write this resignation letter. If your company has an email, if your company HR has a number, maybe a WhatsApp number, and you can always also print. Guys, the reason is this. What I'm telling you is what I did. The reason is this. You just need an evidence in case they claim not to have received or not to have seen your resignation letter. You have an evidence. Send on the WhatsApp. When they view it, you screenshot, or when they respond to your WhatsApp message, you screenshot. Make a screenshot laying out the date and time of the day. For the email is always there for you, for your reference, for you to go back to them. So that one is there. If they should reply, make a screenshot or you let it be. Then you make another printout. Make a printout of your resignation letter. Sign it, right? Sign yourself and then make 2 copies. Sign and then make sure the HR signs both of them. You leave one with them and then you hold one. That is an evidence for you. Now, if you cannot do the printing, it's okay. You are okay with both the email and the WhatsApp. Actually, any of this is acceptable by the UAE law. You can just make any one of them. But for you to be on the safer side, I always advise when you want to get to resign, it is always better for you to use these 3 ways. I use them and they all worked for me. So after tendering your resignation letter, you call labor, inform them that you are going through this process with your company. Now guys, there's something I remembered. Please guys, you do not need to give or tell your current company, the company you want to resign from, you do not need to tell them. According to the law, it is not a must that you must inform them that you have gotten a job in a new company. You can resign for any reason. You can resign for, just tell them that you don't want to work with them again and that you don't feel okay. It's enough a reason. You can say that you're no longer feeling fine, you're having health issues. That's enough reason. My advice is not to tell these people. They will always want to request that, okay, you're leaving. Some of them get to ask you questions like, are you leaving to another company or you are going out of the company? If you say, sorry, you're going out of the country. And if you say you're leaving the country, they will ask you, like, they will keep pressurizing you or forcing you to get a flight ticket to make sure you're out of the company. Yes, it's going to be a problem for them if and only if they have not cancelled you. But some of them don't know. Some of these companies don't know that when they cancel you, they don't have much issues or much attachments to you. Now, you are not bound to show them any flight or any ticket, and you are also not bound to show them any offer letter. You can give them a reason. That should be reason enough to cancel you. The only advice I will give you is this: make sure you have gotten a job. If you have not got any job, make sure you leave the country or you renew your visa within the next 20 to 25 days. Actually, when you cancel, you have about 28 days. Not up to 30, guys. So that's why you should be careful, guys. Do not tell your former boss the new company you're going to. As I'm speaking with you, I have a friend who contacted me yesterday. What happened? A friend of his is having an issue. What did the lady do? She got a job and then she went and narrated to, and even gave the offer letter to the current company. As I'm talking to you, the company she's already signed an offer letter with, it's no longer interested. The lady already tendered a resignation from this other company. They cancelled her even before the 30 days interval. Yes, and she has nowhere to go. She has no job. This other company already took someone else. Now guys, I think there's a problem of communication here. So guys, you need to be careful about that. Really need to be careful about that. You do not need to tell them where you're going. Reason being that they can actually get to spoil things for you in the new company. It's a matter of going there and looking for whoever is in charge. Get to know if he's from his own place. If he's an Arabic guy, they get to talk with them in their language, and then by then, at the end of the day, everything is spoiled for you. Yes, things like that do happen. So you need to be careful and smart on this. Now, during your serving your last days, you need to be very careful because, I mean, your employer can actually do something. I've seen cases of someone who tendered a resignation and then the boss went to put him on abscond. Yes guys, I told you in my former video, please watch this video. If you don't know much about abscond, watch this video. It tells you about absconding and amnesty, how to remove abscond and amnesty. So guys, your boss can go and put you on an abscond without you knowing on your last days. So you need to be careful about that. So you serve your 30 days and then make sure you get your cancellation letter. Your cancellation letter is bound to be printed out after it has been approved by the immigration. It's just to go to a nearby printing press or wherever your company is doing their thing. It is not an office. You don't need to go to any big office in case your boss is or your employer is actually trying to make some big thing out of it. Any shop or any printing press or any printing shop which is internet connected can apply for cancellation through your boss, of course. And guys, I have another question here which actually says, how long does cancellation last? Your cancellation can be done under, let's say, 20 minutes. It can be done under 1 hour. It can be done under 7 hours. It can be done under 8 hours. It depends on when the immigration get to approve that, because they'll get to check. They will have to check. People are always canceling, you know, so they'll get to check if you have any fines, if you have any issues and stuff like that before you get cancelled, stuff like that. So let's say within a day, within 24 hours, you are bound to actually get your cancellation. So if your company is delaying and telling you this, that for your cancellation, my dear, there's something fishy about that. The most I think it can take a company to cancel you should be 2 days at most. Just give them a benefit of doubt, guys. Let's say you actually don't want to serve these 30 days, last 30 days with your company. You can actually get to negotiate with your company to see if they can allow you go by you paying them some money. Now, this money is not supposed to be more than your salary. It is supposed to be actually some percentage of your salary. It's not even supposed to be. Okay, let's say you can actually get to pay them your basic salary. There's, when you were signing this offer letter, your basic salary was stipulated, aside the other added extras. So you can negotiate with them in good faith and then get to pay them the money for that month so they can cancel you quickly or faster. That will make you not to serve the remaining 30 days, so you can go or move to your own new company. So guys, make sure you get your cancellation letter from your previous employer. Take your passport from them. Yes, they have no right to hold your passport immediately they cancel you. You can actually sue them for that. You can call the labor and then you get your passport from them. So that's it, guys. When you get your cancellation letter, it's just a paper, a printed out paper, and then you get the new company. Yes, the new company needs your cancellation letter and your passport. I have this question here too. You cannot move to the new company without your cancellation letter. So you need it, guys. You need it. While you are serving your last 30 days, I will advise you try to call the labor number in between. Call them at the beginning when you just tendered your resignation letter. Guys, please, whenever you're making this calls, make sure no one is eavesdropping or listening to you, because some people can be some people can be backbiters, or they can eavesdrop you and then get to give the information to your employer, which might actually be bad, which might actually get to make them treat you bad. Yes, you're resigning, but involving the labor, your employer might not take it lightly depending on who they are. So always make sure that you are safe wherever you're making these calls, because I know sometimes you might actually say some things that wouldn't be okay if your employer gets to hear them. So you be careful, guys. The number for the labor once again is 860 80060. Now there is the next question. It says, after serving of my 30 days notice, that is after resignation, you have finished signing your 30 days, that my boss refused to give me my passport and my salary. What should I do? It is simple, guys. It is simple. Dial the UAE labor number 860. So when you dial this number, guys, tell them everything. Let them know that you have tendered your resignation and you have finished serving your last 30 days. Of course, remember, guys, they will ask you your personal information. Like I said earlier, you have to always carry that with you. Know that in your head, your passport number, your full name, your country, your date of birth, and of course the name of the company you're working with, probably the name of your employer, which is not really necessary, but sometimes they do ask, which Emirates are you calling from, where are you residing, and possibly if you have the mobile number of your employer, mobile number or email address. So guys, that's it guys. When you report to them, they will get in contact with your people. And like I said earlier, your people have no choice than to reply, than to comply with whatever you want. You are finished serving your 30 days. You're done serving your 30 days, and believe you me, they will give you your passport. They will cancel you if in case they are reneging from doing that, or they don't want to cancel you. They must cancel once labor contacts them. And if they have not paid either your salary or your overtime or gratuity, tell that to the labor. The labor actually can calculate your gratuity for you over there in the office. The labor, whomever you call in the labor, they pull up your contract, the contract you signed with them and the company. So labor has every of the contract that you signed. They have a copy of it over there in their office. So whenever you call anybody in the labor office, they pull up your contract and they can see how much you're being paid. They can see the job you're doing, your job position. They can see everything about you. So they can easily calculate your gratuity, how much you're supposed to get, and they will tell you that. Now, in the case that your employer doesn't want to pay after your cancellation, or rather after you've served for that 30 days, they don't want to pay you. After you tell the labor, they might actually get to ask you for any evidence, or rather they will get to contact your employer, and if your employer insists that he or she has paid, they will ask him for an evidence. Usually the evidence they are asked here are evidences of bank accounts opened for their workers, because every person here or every company is advised to open a salary account for its workers, and if he doesn't have that, but that might be a problem for him. They actually use that in this country to be able to get to make sure that employers pay up workers, even though some companies do some shady things with them. You know, some companies do some sort of, in my former company, you see some of my boss back then, they get to like paying some money and withdraw it, paying some money and withdraw. Yeah, some company actually do that. So guys, you can get your money back or get your salary through them. If you said you had an overstay, and if this overstay is not mentioned in the contract where you are signed with the labor, it's going to be difficult. The labor can help you to secure the money for your overtime. If it is not signed on your contract, they can help you only when you can be able to provide an evidence stating or showing that you have done overtime for this number of times. Let's say you can show an evidence of maybe a paper or a register where you guys sign, or there is a kind of a camera that can, that can show that you guys do operate or work under this kind of time, under this time to this time, which actually is the overtime. Any evidence, any concrete evidence you can provide, labor can help you. They will help you actually. They are that good. I am speaking from experience. I had a former, in my former company, I have a former colleague who actually claimed that, but he was not able to provide evidences of working the overtime. So they actually told him, they actually helped us secure every other thing we came for, seriously, but there was no evidence. There was no evidence for us to be able to claim the overtime, or for him to be able to claim the overtime. At the time, yes, I was doing the overtime, but I didn't really care about taking the overtime money. I was keen on going for my next job. So I only wanted to be cancelled so I can take off. Yes, I've actually worked before and I cancelled. I was serving my 30 days. I only served about 10 days, guys. If you want to know how I got to serve 10 days instead of 30 days, guys, chat me. If you want to know this, I can tell you the story. Chat on the comment section. If you want to know, I can tell you guys the story of how I was able to serve a notice period of less than 10 days, actually, guys. Less than 10 days. I think it was about 5 to 7 days or so. 5 to 7 days that I served before my boss actually got to they called us for cancellation. Guys, don't say I told you. Yes, I did something. It's something within the law, not against the law, guys. So this next question, I think I've answered it, but I want to chip in something. If your company, which you're resigning from, is asking for a flight ticket, guys, when you call the labor, what the labor calls this is forceful eviction. They are trying to evict you from the country which they don't have the powers to do so. So you just need to tender your resignation. You don't need to give them any form of this thing. Although recently Some companies will force you to actually provide those tickets, and then so they can, before they can give you your passport. There are ways to do this, you know. There are ways to actually get to do this, guys. But we thank God. At the end of the day, you're finished. Just don't be afraid of anything. Get to report everything to the labor, and they will handle it from there for you. It's very easy. This next question says, do I get a new Emirates ID for my next job, and what happens to the old one? Okay, guys. First of all, when I changed my my job, the job from my former company, when I changed my job, I was working under Abu Dhabi Emirates, so I changed to Dubai. Currently, I'm with a Dubai visa or Dubai Emirates ID. My former company did not take my Emirates ID. They didn't even ask about it. Yeah, right now I'm still with my Emirates ID, my old Emirates ID from Abu Dhabi, and oh god, I think if I had it, I would have shown you a copy of it. I'm with my Emirates ID as we speak from my former company, and then I got a new Emirates ID from my current company. Yes, guys, they're going to give you a new Emirates ID, but your identification number on the Emirates ID remains the same. There is no changing. That means you only have one identification number once you have your first visa in UAE. So it continues being your identification number even though you move to 10 other companies. So you're going to retain same. Now, I've had cases of some companies that actually take your Emirates ID when you are leaving the company. When you are leaving the company, it is their own issue. It is their own case. They believe that they actually gave you the visa. They actually made that for you, and that they should take it. My company, my own experience, my former company did not even ask about it. I am still with it, and it's very much okay. Maybe it's even newer than the one I'm using now. So guys, that's what I have to say about that. Yes, you're going to get a new Emirates ID once you move over to a new company, because you're getting a new contract. Everything is going to be new. So that's it, guys. So guys, still on the amnesty, we are still being positive that it's going to still come before the year ends. There is nothing impossible. We are still waiting on the amnesty. For the people who have absconded, I want to tell you guys this. If you are on overstay, chances are you've been put on abscond. Chances are you have been put on abscond if you are on overstay, either by your visa company or by your company, the company you actually worked with, the company that actually made your last Emirates ID. Chances are they've put you on abscond, and believe you me, guys, being on abscond is worse than actually being an overstay. If you are in a few days overstay, or maybe getting to a month overstay, it's actually, you can actually be pardoned to an extent, but being on abscond means you can be arrested on site, guys. Yes, you're like a fugitive who can actually be arrested or picked up anytime. So guys, you need to know about this. Get to run things about your abscond. You remove your abscond, and then you find a way to actually get to remove your overstay, or maybe wait for amnesty. For more explanation on amnesty and abscond, please watch this video. I'm going to be putting it up here. Guys, for the work permit for Nigerians, there is no word yet. We still hear about, like I said, we still hear once in a while, one or two people getting visa or getting their work permit, but it is not wide. Like I said, there are no work permits being issued to Nigerians at the moment. Yes, except maybe you go to the free zone. That's where you can get jobs that you don't need work permit for. But most of the jobs under the free zone, may the Lord help Nigerians. What I mean to say is most of the jobs under the free zone areas are nothing to write home about, you know. They're quite lowest paying job, unskilled labor jobs, and very low salaries, very low pays. So may God help Nigerians. So guys, as at the time I was editing this video, I got the information that people have started arriving from Nigeria from using Kenyan Airways and Qatar Airways. Now, for you to be able to do that, you have to go through series of PCR tests, that is COVID-19 tests. So that is one thing you have to be worry about. You have to know that. Now, the information I got was that it might lead you to get to spend at least 2 days at the country. If you're coming with Kenyan Airways, you might get to spend 2 days. Might, not a must. Maybe you'll spend more than some hours. That is it. Then you should hold extra money. You should have extra money budgeted for the PCR, because there's going to be about 3 different PCRs within the period that you are actually trying to get into the United Arab Emirates. So guys, that's the news I have for you. Kindly get ready for that. Thanks. So guys, that's where we have ended the video for this day. But please, I want you to do this. The only way you support me is by giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. I don't ask anybody for any money. I don't ask you for anything. Subscribing to this channel is very free. So please give this video a thumbs up if you like the information, so that YouTube can get to suggest this video for other people who need the information. Get to subscribe. It is free. For subscription, it is free. It is not going to take anything for any money from you or any special thing from you. Just subscribe and support me so I can get to give out this information more often. Thank you guys. You're all amazing. And remember, if you get to subscribe to this channel, I get to show your name and your channel on this video, on my next video. So guys, stay cool, and we pray that everything gets better for our brothers in Nigeria. We pray that the two governments find a solution to this. We are still hearing of meetings and meetings and meetings. I love you guys. Subscribe so I can show your video or your channel the next video. I love you guys.